You, the media in Kampala, you only focus on the little negative things. When DP or Mao does anything positive, you never report it. But that's okay. Katonda jali. And I hope God calls you soon to go and answer. Because you need to be questioned. Eh? Why a media house like CBS, you get the media paying a lot of attention on somebody who is boxing metals and so on, and claims that they are going to rescue somebody from a government prison. If you try that, there will be a funeral in your village. So you hear a man like Balunabba. Balunabba spends the whole morning attacking Mao, attacking DP. What does he even know about politics? He's just a jukebox.
Omusumba ye n'asaba n'agamba bagawukule gagende wabuluma 13
gavumenti yatumukuzanira ku mitwe
era mbyagalira ne president wange
betwasaba bajje batusabire tebakoze eki tebalabise
tugenda kwekalakasa paka bulira.
That DP is still the most democratic party in Uganda. If you find democracy which is more than in DP in another party, please come and tell me. It doesn't exist. We elect our leaders, we debate issues openly, and the organs are functioning. Unfortunately, the media thinks that disagreement means chaos. Disagreement does not mean chaos. Actually, we encourage disagreement so that the best ideas may prevail. That's the purpose of debate. Even me, I want the best idea for myself. I want the best decision for myself. And that can only come from debate. What we discourage are squabbles. What you are seeing in DP now are really squabbles. They are not disagreements. When there are real disagreements, we debate them. I'm sorry we have disappointed the media and some of the negative forces in DP who were thinking that the Mao Mbide solidarity has collapsed. We really apologize for disappointing you. It doesn't mean we agree on 100%. I don't want a robot as my vice president. I don't want a zombie. I want somebody who has the courage to tell me that, Mr. President, this is what I think. Because I want to encourage all the people around me to also think. That should tell you the kind of Ugandan leader I will be. I'll not be having sycophants around me. To be a kind of Ayatollah. So just to clear the air, many of you were very excited when the National Vice President wrote a letter to me concerning the cooperation agreement. And you are looking for me so that you start a fight. That is really what the media in Uganda is. And one day you'll start a war and you'll regret. You started a war in Kawempe and you paid a very heavy price. You encouraged it, you the media. Yes, you did. You are the ones who took the matchsticks there. You set fire in Kawempe. Then when the fire starts burning you, then you started crying. Why don't you talk about the real problems of Kampala? Kampala has problems that the government needs to respond to. It is not about killing the family of President Museveni. It is not about killing members of the security forces. We have people who are suffering, the slums that need to be redeveloped. People who need government programs. Those are legitimate concerns. But for you, you bring drama So when you saw this letter, you are really excited. You bought popcorn and you now are waiting to watch the usual Katemba. Shame on you. And shame on all those. The disagreements are still there. But we have agreed that the priority right now is to head to the National Delegates Conference, and then the leadership of the party will take the necessary decisions in a responsible manner. So that is the second purpose of the press conference, to demonstrate the solidarity of the leadership of the Democratic Party. And I think this is a demonstration that we are together, because this is really the core of the leadership of the Democratic Party. And I still remain the glue that is holding the team together. You were expecting, you were inviting me to your talk shows. Come to this one, come to this one. Honorable Mbide has said this. What do you have to say? I'm a president of a party and a prospective president of the country. When you're a president of a party and aspiring to be a president of a country, it means you have power. Now, when you have power, you must also have responsibility. You cannot give power to people without responsibility. The other power which is being abused in this country is the power to vote. A vote is like a bullet. Why do we restrict firearms? Why do we insist that before we give you a license to own a gun, you must train and you must know that there are very few circumstances under which you have a right to take a human life? When I went for firearms training, I had to sit in class to be taught. And the question to me was, if somebody is coming to take your light from your car, an indicator, can you shoot him to death? I said no, because I must balance between the price of the indicator and the value of human life. So we must protest against power without responsibility. Our citizens have the power to vote, but that power is really being abused. And that is why Uganda is called a republic. Now, a democracy means everybody is around to decide. A republic means representatives take decisions. We are the Republic of Uganda because we have decided that we have put the candidates in a sieve and we send them to parliament to decide for us. That's why we are called republic. In a kingdom like Buganda, it is called Lukiko, Okuchika. Of course, anybody who is in their banana plantation, in the coffee plantation, has opinions. But the system here is that a few people sit in that Bulange building and think for the kingdom, to make decisions. So I'm very pleased that today we are standing together. We have been talking with the vice president, and even from Soroti we were talking, and I told him that let us agree on sequencing. What matters most? What comes first? You must do things knowing the order. The order matters. There is a rather funny story about a monkey that observed the person in a toilet which had an open door. He saw the person do his thing, then he used toilet tissues to clean himself. But the monkey forgot the order. It wondered, did he first clean himself and then do the thing? So it was confused. So it went and first cleaned itself and then proceeded and then walked out proudly. The order matters. The most important thing in DP right now is not the cooperation agreement. Because the cooperation agreement is about DP. We must first of all make sure the party is standing and it is strong and it is together. That way we can deal with anybody. We can contend with anybody, whether it is NRM, whether it is which party. After all, we are here in Uganda. So this press conference is about first things first. We must decide with what is most important, first and foremost. So if a fire catches your house and the house is burning, do you chase the rats that are running from the fire, or you first save your valuables from the house? That is what this press conference is about. So many of the people out there just are saying, please, let's chase the rats. Really? Is that the most important priority for a party like DP? The very party has a lot of problems. We are not even sure who our members are anymore. Some of our leaders have books for NUP, they also have books for DP. They are registrars for DP, they are also registrars for NUP. And that is why the core of the party, some are in this formation or concoction called DA. So it is important that those of us who have had the privilege of guarding this party at the moment of maximum danger, we continue to declare that we welcome the challenge and we welcome the privilege. It is not that we enjoy fighting. We have never started any fight in DP. We only end the fights. Other people start the fights. So today we are assuring the members all over Uganda, we are sending a message to our party grassroots that we are standing strong together because we know that we are stronger together. Now, those who are undermining the solidarity of the party are the enemies of the party. We don't have time for them, because also dealing with them will be like chasing rats when our house is burning. So we have to practice what we are preaching. I want to assure all members of DP that we continue to welcome recommendations. Now, there's a difference between recommending and deciding. Some people think because they have the power to recommend, they have the power to decide. We here have the power to decide. The rest are recommendations. Some are wise, some are stupid, some are malicious. We will welcome all of them, but we reserve the right to make the decisions. So, know who has the power to make the decisions. You can't sit on TikTok and call yourself a decision maker. Otherwise, you can have chaos. You cannot. I'm a Catholic. Can I now record a TikTok and say, if so and so is not elected Pope, it will be bloody? But that's what Ugandans do. If you are a Catholic, you know that the body that makes the decision is the College of Cardinals, as prescribed in the canons of the church. So, the culture of chaos has to be fought in this country. Unfortunately, I do not know. Fortunately, my vice president, apart from being a lawyer, is also a journalist with a degree in mass communication. I don't know why a lot of attention is given to self-styled warlords. You get the media paying a lot of attention on somebody who is boxing metals and so on, and claims that they are going to rescue somebody from a government prison. If you try that, there will be a funeral in your village. And the funeral will be yours. But you go and with your muscles. Why would you do that? And the media continues to encourage that kind of culture in Uganda. Our promise is that the processes in DP will be beyond reproach. There were questions about pronouncement by the Secretary General. The pronouncements were ratified by the Management Committee, which is the body empowered to make decisions in between NEC meetings. So the decision is valid and lawful under the Constitution of the Democratic Party. We believe in constructive engagement with our members. As we drive the process forward, we will take into account serious proposals until the supreme organ of the party pronounces itself. As we elect the National Executive Committee, there will be two things. There will be change, but there will also be continuity. You are likely to see some new faces on the National Executive Committee, but you are also likely to see the hardcore remaining intact, because we have a battle. And up here and among some of you there, we have the hardcore of the party that has kept the party. Even those who said the party had been sold now want to come and lead it. If it had been sold, it means it is not there. So what are you coming to lead? So let us stop comedy. At stake is the future of Uganda. Commenting on the root causes of divisions in the party, we want to distinguish between petty squabbles and principled disagreements. What was between me and the National Vice President was a principled disagreement. But what we have, which you people are excited about, are petty squabbles. Unfortunately, petty squabbles is what our poor Ugandans are wasting a lot of their data on. Instead of using their data to buy and sell and improve their lives, they go on TikTok and say, oh, so-and-so has hit hard at so-and-so. Does that improve your economic life? Does that pay fees for your children? So what? We have warned even some of our own youth. One time, a member of parliament from DP came here that he's coming to take back his grandfather's party. He paid some youth, he came here, and he thought he was very big. So the police arrested him and kept him behind bars for 2 days, then released him. He's a member of parliament. Why would you do such? You want to, that one will not make you to be a Uganda matter. That is stupidity. Because the Uganda matter has had a cause. This one had no cause. Why do they do that? To manipulate the minds of the citizens. So he leads the youth, he brings them here, they are arrested, they stay in jail, while for him, because he's a member of parliament, he's driven back to his home. Then he goes to his house. First he enters his air-conditioned car. Then he goes to his house. Then he asks for the remote control. Then he wants to watch himself on TV. How heroic he is, how he is suffering for democracy, how the police. So he said, now for sure you must suffer for democracy. It was important that he suffers for democracy, for real. Because the real people who are suffering for democracy are really suffering. The politicians who incite them are not suffering. He goes to his house, drinks a cold glass of orange juice, and then he says, Babiraze ku TV. Why would you do that for sure? If you love your people, why would you do that? So we are also protesting against that kind of fake opposition. In fact, they are the ones delaying change in Uganda because they are so fake. You saw them in parliament. They signed the list of those who are protesting against the money that the MPs receive. Then they also signed the list for receiving. Except that, if you don't respect somebody, you don't even talk about them. So I can tell you the government and even the ruling party does not respect those people at all. Otherwise, they would have already released the list with their signatures. But they are useless. We want to invite those who disagree with us to embrace the spirit of sober deliberation so that we disagree without being disagreeable. The National Executive Committee elected in Gulu is largely intact. Our National Legal Advisor left and joined NUP, is now a member of Parliament for Kawempe North. We wish him luck. Our president of the Women's League also left. I understand she has been assured that she can win the seat in Kalungu. A political party is not a prison. You can leave. But why should you stay in a party if you believe the party no longer represents your ideals? Why would you stay in the party just to keep fighting and destroying it? So compared to the 2005 and 2010 National Delegates Conferences, where the sitting party president only went to the delegates conference with a tiny fraction of their national executive committees. 2005, Dr. Semogere only had 3 members of his national executive committee as he showed up for the delegates conference. The same in Mbale. I'm pleased to report that amid his turbulence, amid his storms, I have captained the ship and I will take it back to the delegates in Mbarara on the 30th of May. It will be up to the delegates to decide whether I can be entrusted with the task of undertaking another voyage as party leader. I will deliver the ship, salute, and ask, do I still qualify to go back to the stormy waters, or you have found somebody better? Is there a better form of democracy than that? In DP, we don't ring fence. There is no resolution that tavuganyizibwa. It doesn't exist in DP. We have competition. Finally, you can see the national character of this team here. Our top leaders are actually not from the same regions. The president, secretary general, vice president and national chairman, national treasurer, national organizing secretary, national publicity secretary. We represent Uganda. DP remains Uganda made simple. In 2005, I wrote a paper asking one question: whose party is it? This party is for all of us. So let us keep DP as a national party. The opponents of this team are parochial provincialists. They think in terms of regions, and they don't even represent the region well. They only use the name of Buganda, but they will never go to parliament to move a single motion. I am the Minister of Justice. I can tell you that the government is determined to continue responding to the pressures. It is only the size of the purse which sometimes undermines the capacity of the government. Everybody in Uganda has a claim. Rwenzururu has a claim. Luwero has a claim. The Kingdom of Buganda has a claim. The areas in the north that had war, they have a claim. So we must solve this problem together as a country. This is what matters most. We are still a poor country. We cannot pretend to be a rich country. So I want to assure you that as long as I'm president of the party, we will confront those who are playing politics of tribalism, and I'm sure we will defeat them. And once again, we are going to defeat the parochial provincialists. First, they don't have the numbers. Number two, they are very narrow-minded. Number three, they have no program for taking the party forward. So you want to be president of the party, for what? What are you going to do with the position? This is a position even without a salary, in case you want a salary. So what do you want to do? On the contrary, by the time I came to be president of the party had been in existence for 56 years. We even had two former mayors of Kampala who were very senior in the party. The party did not even own a pit latrine in Kampala. Akayu, it did not have Kabuyonjo in this city. It is our team that has given this party this property and the property behind it, and another big property near the King's Palace on Kisosonkole Lane. We have property in Soroti. We have a property in Agago. We have a property in Pade. And soon we are going to be receiving members from other parties joining DP. But because you, the media in Kampala, you only focus on the little negative things. When DP or Mao does anything positive, you never report it. But that's okay. Katonda Jari. And I hope God calls you soon to go and answer. Because you need to be questioned. Why a media house like CBS never gives DP airtime? Today, I think they gave us over 10 minutes spreading negativity and hatred. Surely God really has to look at such people. So you journalists, God must really look at you, at your hearts. You know, in Rwanda, the genocide was by journalists. There were journalists of a radio called Radio Mille Collines. They are the ones who are inciting these genocidaires, even announcing where the Tutsis were hiding. They are now in this church, please go there. If you want to buy pangas, there's this shop at this corner. How can you, a journalist, degenerate to that? Is that what you want to see in Uganda here? Anyway, you will see it if that's what you want. But unfortunately, you may not reap from it because God has ensured that he balances punishment because he looks at your heart. So you hear a man like Balunabba. Balunabba spends the whole morning attacking Mao, attacking DP. What does he even know about politics? He's just a jukebox. Pay as you go. So why would I be kind to such journalists? Uganda is still a very delicate democracy. If it was like a cemented floor, it is still wet. You cannot start dancing Bakisimba on soft floor. The floor is not yet even hard enough for our hard kind of politics. I want to congratulate the team that has led this party for all these years. As for me, I'll continue to spearhead stability and reconciliation within DP. If I can talk to Joseph Kony and the LRA, surely I can talk to anybody in DP and in Uganda. Honorable Fred Mukasambiti, we want to be allowed to put a candidate for Iyala as DP. And if you don't allow, within 6 months, they are suing you. Those days, to be seen talking to an NRM was a crime. There was a man called Vincent Mayanja. He was our chairman of DP here. He saw us. So he called the Secretary General. He was then Deputy Secretary General. Then he called the Secretary General, the late Matian Subuga, and said, Mao and Bide have gone to sell the party to Amama Mbabazi. We have seen them. So Matian Subuga calls me and he says, yes, we have gone to see Amama Mbabazi because he's the Secretary General of NRM. He's also Attorney General of Uganda. We want DP to have a chance to compete for Iyala. After 6 months, I told Honorable Mbide, go to court in the name of DP and also in your name because you are an interested party. So he sued successfully using his own resources. We won. When we were winning the case and we were planning for nomination, then FDC comes. Because those days FDC, they would do their cooperation with NRM and they share the seats. NRM would take 6, FDC would take 3. That's how General Muntu was an Iyala MP. You journalists have forgotten. I don't know why you fill your heads with the other things. So that is how Muntu was there, promoted by FDC in Iyala. Now, FDC, knowing that now there's competition, they said, let's boycott. Every party must get a member. So I told Honorable Mbide, prepare your nomination papers because these guys are tricksters. In the night, they are talking to NRM. In the day, they are opposing. They are not like us. For us, we are sincere people. So let us also learn now how to avoid traps. So they said FDC is going to lead to sue in Iyala in the East African Court. I went and met the late Kazora, the one who was buried the other day. He was with his forms for nomination to go to Iyala. I met Salam Musumba putting big posters outside the parliament. So I asked Nandala Mafabi, why are you people doing this yet we are supposed to be boycotting? Is this how you boycott? Is this the protest against this? He said, no. As we talk now, Honorable Katuntu has taken off to Arusha to fight a court case. I found Honorable Katuntu on the steps of Parliament. I asked him, you are supposed to be in Arusha. What are you doing here? I thought we are boycotting. I picked the phone and called Honorable Mbide. I said, we are on our own. We have no friends. We are dealing with a fake opposition. Please go and get your nomination. And let's fight and you go to Iyala. And I'm going to be your campaign manager. I would wake up at 6, go and sit in that parliament, talking to the MPs until he went to Iyala. So, who are the real people in the struggle for democracy? We are the ones in the real struggle for democracy. These other ones, they are doing what they call okuhudisa. And Ugandans now have a choice to decide whether they are going to follow those who are lost or to follow those who know the way. You can see even in the ruling party. The ruling party is changing its character slowly. There's a formation called PLU coming in slowly. Even the symbols are now 2. The rest of you are looking in the wrong direction. You'll only wake up. So we are your interpreters of this is the weather station of Uganda. DP is the weather station. When we tell you it will rain, it will rain. So carry your umbrella when we tell you it will rain. We warned the king of Buganda those days. We said UPC is going to betray you. They said, no. These DPs are against the Mengo. Didn't it happen? In my phone here, I have a book called Edameria Chua. I also have the book by Paulo Kavuma, the Katikiro, on the exile of the king. I also have the desecration of my kingdom by the Sekabaka Mutesa too. You people should know your country first, because you don't know the country you are claimed to be commenting about, and you don't even know DP. Even those who are talking in your radio programs and TV programs, they don't know DP. But this time they are going to feel DP.
First of all, I happily accept the duty that you have bestowed upon me to make sure that the final announcement of the results mentions your name as the winner to be DP president going forward after the next delegates conference. I am going to do it. The major reason being, I prefer stability of the party. And the stability of the party cannot be based on who we cooperate with outside the party. It can only be based on how we cooperate in the party. That is exactly what I am going to do. Number two, the president of the party is the best to lead this party. And there is a procedure through which anybody can lead the party. Mr. President, I have been watching all over. I have seen persons queuing in either imaginary queues or wrong queues. The right queue to lead the party is behind Honorable Balunabba-Muyitiriza. That is where I am buttressed. So if you are in a wrong queue, that is a very wrong queue. If you are in an imaginary queue, it is to that extent imaginary. Mr. President, I've seen some of the people queuing to lead the party, but the door they are facing is reading the word exit instead of entry. So that is a wrong queue, and please, all of you, get back as quickly as possible. Number two, he has been tested. We took over this party, like he has told you, when it had only 4 members of parliament. And those 4 members were actually personal to Alhajina Santege Sebagan. We ran this party until it has now a regional representation. I think that is a litmus test for a leader that can get something from the trashes. So a wood half burnt can easily be lighted, and that is Honorable Balunabba-Muyitiriza. I am going to use a very deadly strategy in order to make you win. I have proposed, yes, and those who know me, you know what I am going to do. Going forward, it is going to be bloody. Because I have got to make sure that I have not failed, because I never usually fail. It is very true that even if you don't sound, even if you are not knowledgeable, at least sound intelligent. Those that thought that we had disagreements with my senior brother, the Honorable Balunabba-Muyitiriza, let me tell you, we can have different beliefs in very little things, but we were fed on the same umbilical cord of conviction that the Democratic Party should take power. There is no way person is fed on the same umbilical cord can actually run a party, because the umbilical cord itself keeps reminding us, you do not know. And I think, Mr. President, there was a misunderstanding in the public that people do not know, and I am happy you have explained it, the difference between an opinion on a decision and belief in leadership. I think people do not know that I believe in his leadership, and I have never skedaddled away from that. I have been extremely robust on that, and I will always be. The only person that can lead the DP when he is tired is me. I am next in the queue. Yes. I have got also my next in the queue. We are not operating under guesswork. This is a system, and it is a system of camaraderie. We have established it over time, and that is how we are going to proceed till further notice. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you.
And I am ready to do my work.
Thank you. Kubanga engeri gye tuyimiriddemu wano kibaswaziza nnyo. Bulijjo mbadde munnoonya kubanga omumyuka wange Honorable Fred Mukasambidde yagenda n'atulisa bomu ku nsonga y'enkolagana eri wakati wa ekibiina kyaffe n'ekya NRM. Era n'ategeeza nti kakati waliwo endagaano y'enkolagana naye tewali nkolagana. Ekyo kye yagamba. Kubanga nga tonaba kunyumya ne munno oba kwogeraganya ne munno, olina okusooka otegeere ye kyagamba wa waayimiridde. Naye ffe abasinga twangwa nnyo okwanukula ne bye tutategedde. N'olwekyo nasooka kumutegeeza amanye nti byayogera mbitegeera. N'ensirika mwannoonya nnyo olw'ekintu kye njogeddeko. Omumyuka wo ayogedde bino, jangu omwanukule, jangu ku talk show. N'ensirika oluvannyuma twasobola okukaanya ku kintu kimu. Ki ekisinga obukulu mu kibiina kyaffe? Ensonga y'enkolagana oba ensonga y'obutebenkevu mu kibiina kyaffe n'obukulembeze obunywevu? Tuleme kwefanikiriza n'oyo omuntu eyalabanga ennyumba ye ekutte omuliro. Mu kifo ky'okuzikiza omuliro, ye yadda mu kugoba emmese ezaali zidduka, emmese ezifubutuse mu muliro. Ne tugamba nti tetujja kugoba mmese, tuzikize omuliro oguli mu kibiina kyaffe. Tekitegeeza nti ensonga ye agivuddeko, kubanga naffe twagala be tukolagana nabo batuwe ekitiibwa ng'ekibiina kya Democratic Party. Eno enkolagana eriwo ku lwa Uganda, si ku lwa DP ng'ekibiina, lwakuba DP kye kyombo ekikulembedde enkolagana eno. Kubanga ffe twateekako omukono, nabali ne bateekako omukono. N'olwekyo ndi musanyufu nnyo olw'embeera eya leero, era neeyanziza nnyo ssebo Honorable Mbidde olw'okukkiriza okulembera olutabaalo olugenda okunkomyawo mu bukulembeze bw'ekibiina n'okukomyawo ttiimu eno ebaddewo mu kaseera akazibu ennyo. Banange ekibiina tukikubyeko enfuufu. Mukkirize mugaane, naye ekibiina tukikubyeko enfuufu. Ky'oba olaba nti n'abaali bagamba nti kyatundibwa kati baagala kikulembera. Ekintu bwe kiba nga kyatundibwa kitegeeza tekiriiwo. Sirina kubuusabuusa kwonna, ti ffenna tukkiriza nti Norbert Mao ye ggulu asobola okugatta obukulembeze obuliwo. Ffenna mu DP tukimanyi nti mu DP teri mukulembeze alemera mu ntebe. Akaseera katuuka ate akatali kawala, nange kennyini ndekulire, abalala banzire mu bigere, bagambye mpumule. Nja kuwumula, omulala akwate ekintu. Era engoma ya DP okugikuba olina okuba nga ozina nga oli kumpi n'eŋŋoma. Kakati nze agikuba. Mulabe bulungi ti mu biseera bya Dr. Semogerere nga yakuba eŋŋoma, Sebaana teyali wala. Omukono gwa Dr. Semogerere gwakoowa, National Treasurer Sebaana Kizito n'anyigako, naye n'atandika okukuba. Ebiseera ebyo nze nali wala, nali nga Dawudi nga ndi eyo mu kulunda endiga z'eggulu, ng'abantu tebanfaanako. Wano kumpi n'engoma waliwo ba Lukwago, waliwo ba Lulume, waliwo ba Namboze, naye nga doza amazina tegategerekeka. Nga amazina ge bazina wabali bazina Kinawolovu, ng'ennyimba ze bazina z'ebweru, tebazina nnyimba za Dr. Sebaana, nga bazina ennyimba za Dr. Besigye. Kati Sebaana n'agamba bano ng'ate balinnya bubi. Eno si ye rhythm yange. N'olwekyo ekya succession mu DP si nsonga. Obukulembeze we buli obuli loyo. Rwanda abanamawulire be baakuma omuliro mu bayitara hamwe ne batta abantu akadde kamu. Mwe mwakuma omuliro ekaweepe ne gubookya kubanga temukabaringa bintu birungi, mukabaringa ebyonoonese byokka. Olwaleero ku makya Balunabba akedde kwogera tebatuwa budde, naye kasa wabeerawo awogana ng'avuma Mao bamuwa obudde ne weebuuza nti bannange ensonga z'emmwanyi mwazikuddeko. Kati Mao yalemesezza emmwanyi. Ate ebyaffe ebintu bya Buganda ebiri mu Ministry ya Justice, ate ensonga z'eruweero obumu bwa Buganda mu Uganda ey'awamu, ensonga Ssemasonga ettaano, kati Mao yo ow'omukaaga. Bannaffe bannamawulire tekuma bibi beegayiridde temukuma muliro mu Uganda kubanga nammwe mujja kuwulira. Naye sifaayo Katonda gy'ali abalaba emitima gyammwe era Mungu tunuulira abannamawulire ba Uganda bakyuse emyoyo gyabwe. Boogere ensonga ezigatta Uganda. Ate tebeerabira nti DP ky'ekibiina ekirina ebirowoozo ebisobola okukumaakuma Abannayuganda. Tuli mu kaseera kazibu nnyo nga Uganda. Naye mu linnya lya DP tukimanyi nti Katonda ayagala DP. Kubanga buli kibiina tukimanyi fenga DP. Era omuntu alwana DP bajja musalira omusango. Bino ebintu mugenze mu biraba, buli alwana DP tawona, Katonda ajja kumusalira omusango kubanga ffe tetulina musango. Buli omu tumukwatiddeko. Kati Mao kwoyogerako yakukola ki? Yenga Mao mbuulira yakukola ki? Yabba ettooke lyo, yabba embuzi yo, omwagaza ki? Oyo Mao atakuva mu kamwa. Buli lwe bukya Mao. Kati muli ku ssente, DP esasuza abantu ssente nyingi. Ssente zino ziri reasonable. Bagamba nti ebibiina simanyi biwanise fees za nomination. FDC basasula mirundi egi. Basasula kulembera ekibiina, President ate ne basasula n'agenda okukwata ekibiina. Ensonga wemba muzoogera Mao yabeera ku supiiri. Obukyayi bwaki bannange? Nabakola ki? UPC bali ku miliyoni 2, temuteekako kifaananyi kya Kenya. Era munoonya Mao oyo. Kimanyi Nkokonjero. Anti Nkokonjero yeeyoleka Kamunye. Kimanyi nga Mao ni Nkokonjero. Kamunye enengerera wala. Kati zino enkoko endala simanyi we zeekweka. Naye Katonda akyankuwa. Mwebale nnyo mwebale. Tunuulira NTV. Tunuulira Balunabba